Koji. Thank you for
morning.
taking the time to talk to us, and we're so glad we wandered into your gallery yesterday, and it was just amazing what you shared with us about yourself and your work and your inspirations. So we just thought we'd like to share this wider with people who love art, and art is wider than just paintings, and I think that's something that more and more people are realizing, and jewelry is definitely an art form. So if you could share with us what you did yesterday about who you are, where your origins, and what inspired you to take up jewelry making, and how you get your inspiration.
Okay. My name is Koji Miyazaki. I'm originally from Japan, and been living in New Zealand for 28, 29 years now.
In Christchurch?
Oh wow. When I first came to New Zealand, I was in Wellington.
Wellington, okay, yeah.
And then moved to Queenstown.
Nice,
And
okay.
then ended up in Christchurch now.
Brilliant, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's interesting. The reason I'm doing jewelry is pretty much because of my family business. My father was a jeweler.
Right, okay.
And he was a commercial jeweler. And
Was this in Tokyo?
No, not in Tokyo. In Kyushu, in the South
Kyushu,
Island of
okay.
Japan.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
it's quite the countryside.
Nice, yeah.
But yeah, that's where I grew up, and seeing jewelry all the time. But for some reason, I wasn't really interested in commercial type of things. And on the other hand, my mom was quite creative, and she was doing the design sometime for the jewelry.
For the
design.
jewelry, right.
Yeah, because she can't really make it, so therefore she designed it, and somebody else sometimes made it for her, and that kind of thing. Which, and that side, I was more interested.
But did she make the jewelry for herself, or was it for the father's
As well as
the
for
business?
the business.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay, right.
So yeah, it's very much like a
family
business, and that's where I grew up.
So as a child, were you interested in the jewelry at that time?
And
As you were
that time,
growing
as a
up?
child, I don't know, I was interested or not, but it was always there. So it's almost like
the background.
to me is just a natural background.
Yeah,
I
okay.
didn't, to be honest, think in that time was the beauty of it or anything like that as a kid.
Yeah.
I was more and more interested in looking at the design. I wasn't looking at just the stone or materials. It was
Complete the
it's more the curves or
and
intricate sort of style, or that's the kind of more interested to me rather than like a spark of the stone or
the cut of the stone or the
Mind you though, after I finished my study in my hometown, I decided to go to Tokyo to join a school called Hiko Mizuno College of Jewellery.
So say that again.
Hiko Mizuno College of Jewellery.
Wow, College of Jewellery.
Yeah, which in that time was only the one recommended school by the government for the jewelry practice. So I studied there for a couple of years. For my main studies there was jewelry design and also the making, and also the zoning plan and customer servicing, and also the gemologist type of the work.
Gemologist, right,
so
okay.
that's judging stones.
Yeah.
So I did those kind of studies over there, and and then basically joined the company up there.
You joined a company in Tokyo.
In Tokyo.
Just to gain experience and apply what you've learned. And okay, so you would have learned a lot from there as well.
But I mean, in the reality of that time, I'm talking about 1989.
Yes,
when I graduated, it was very small for the art jewelry market, or it was even sort of the word of contemporary wasn't even used. So people don't know what the contemporary jewellery is.
Okay.
So, but I mean, the fortunate thing is my school was really teaching ahead. Like school was always
Well
saying
ahead of
that,
times.
yeah, 10 years ahead kind of study of looking at the future, looking at more new.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was quite lucky to get that kind of education.
Fantastic. Yeah. So how did you, from Japan, what is the link to New Zealand?
To New Zealand?
Yes.
Right. It's interesting. Well, first I think it's very simple. My English was very, very bad. But for some reason, I had a friend who's Australian, and also I had other friends who's Polish.
Polish, okay, yeah.
So, of course, I mean, communications have to be all in English.
Yes.
So it was very much like me talking to them in Janglish as well as body
language. Yes,
and,
yeah.
But I was kind of sort of wanted to be more international, so ended up I decided to go to England to study English.
Fantastic.
So, and then come back to Tokyo again. But yeah, my time was running out to living overseas. For that time I was nearly 30. Sorry, I was getting older. So and the working holiday, I wanted to take that government services for the certain countries, so you can actually visit.
So they offer that.
Yeah. Okay. So there was in New Zealand as well. So I took that opportunity before my age.
I understand. Yes.
Yeah. So and I took that opportunity and then come to New Zealand.
Yes.
And
that's history.
Yeah. That since then, it's just basically I'm here.
Fantastic. And you obviously love it here.
Well, during that time, of course, I mean, it was struggles to find a job, and I got a job in a normal jewellery company, but of course, it was nothing like what I studied or what I truly wanted to do. So, and a couple of years later, I decided, why don't I open a gallery? Because there are some galleries showing contemporary jewellery, which I was really impressed about the New Zealand artists, but at the same time the presentations and images of the gallery was quite different.
Yes,
it's almost I felt like, ooh, am I allowed to go in, or
Yes,
or
understand what you mean.
I just wanted to sort of create my own style, my personality based, and something a little bit more
organic, more welcoming,
but at the same time welcoming. And really showing the pieces a bit more in an interesting way.
Creatively.
Yeah, creatively.
Yes, yeah, so the pieces stand out in their own right.
Yeah, and then slowly during that time, I started buying the tools to resetting it up, my own studio. So, of course, I mean, you can't really buy everything to start, it's just so hard. But first of all, I have really a minimum tools, and then sort of start doing it again. And that's very much like a starting point of my
Fantastic.
life.
And where was the first studio?
Within Christchurch.
But not this particular one.
In this
premises.
Because the Form Gallery was opened in 1993. And in that time, everything was hand done, created, cutting,
Yes, it was all hand done.
MDF and making prints, and even the lighting was handmade.
It was very much a DIY culture
very
then.
Much.
Yes.
That's all we started, and that was in Cathedral Square.
Cathedral Square, yeah, okay.
And then after 10 years we were there, we had opportunities to move to Christchurch Art Gallery building, because they are built, the new one was opening.
Yes, the new one,
So we got chosen to be in there until the earthquake happened.
Oh, okay,
So since the earthquake, so we closed a couple of years and trying to operate it from home. But we found this princess.
This is lovely, this one. It's
so
got
it's
that,
quite nice, you know.
it sort of matches your philosophy of being organic and approachable and welcoming. And that's why, you know, we walked in and we didn't feel, you know, we're so careful here. But you've got amazing pieces here. I love jewelry, so I can tell you, I've seen lots. And thank you, Koji. Thank you so much for sharing your studio with us and explaining your amazing inspiration. Now I know exhibitions are the ones that are going to extend you even further, and we look forward to seeing what else you come up with. And if we come to Christchurch, we'll definitely come and see you for sure.
Cool.